In dictatorships and democracies alike, courageous journalists have defied powerful interests to bring stories to the public, enabling their audiences to act and bring about real change. The 2018 World Press Freedom Index, which compiled by Reporters Without Borders, reflects growing hostility towards journalists, aggression towards the media, openly encouraged by political leaders, and the efforts of authoritarian regimes to export their vision of journalism pose a threat to democracies. Let's take a look at some countries' experiences. Internet censorship and surveillance reached new heights in China as a cybersecurity law came into effect in June 2017. Meanwhile, more than 250 journalists were imprisoned globally. But this year, one country stands out distinctively. Ethiopia has long had a reputation as one of the worst jailers of journalists in the world. At one point, reportedly holding 18 reporters at one time in detention. Yet, as of December 1, the country was recorded as not having any imprisoned journalists. This comes after a number of political and economic reforms undertaken by the newly elected reformist leader of the ruling Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front Party. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists' 2018 annual prison census, the last time Ethiopia was recorded as having no journalists in prison was 2004. The government for years oversaw a media environment that restricted access to independent information. It shut down newspapers, cut off internet services, banned the use of social media platforms to communicate or even document anti-government protests. It has also used harsh anti-terrorism laws to target bloggers, journalists, and even human rights defenders, according to digital advocates. All that has now seemed to change. Abiy Ahmed, who took over the leadership in April, released thousands of political prisoners and journalists and dismissed charges against diaspora-based media outlets. Those released include prominent journalists like Iskender Nega, Darsa Masori, and Khalid Mohammed, who were held for years on charges ranging from treason to inciting extremist ideology and planning to overthrow the government. Yet, for all the remarkable changes, Ethiopia still has a long way to go. Even though opposition groups and the government have held talks on amending the anti-terrorism law, the act and its provisions are still in place.